Woodworking students, those of you that are going to remain virtual or have a COVID exposure and are quarantined at home, the good news is I have your virtual work you'll be doing to keep pace with our class as the rest of our students are in person. For the remainder of the quarter, because woodworking in the shop does not lend itself to a situation where we can have you guys live stream in while people are working in the shop, it's just too difficult to have one teacher monitoring students working with the machines while teaching via Zoom. And it wouldn't do much for you guys to basically watch a live stream of other students working. I'm going to have you guys work on a different assignment. And if you can see the screen that I'm sharing now, this is going to be your week 9 assignment for my virtual students, whether that's those home quarantine from a COVID exposure that are going to come into the building at their earliest convenience, or this is for students that have opted to remain in the online learning environment for the time being. So with that being said, we're going to continue on with our calculating board feet project planning work. In this week, I'm going to have you guys do a few different things. There's a few resources I'm going to have you examine, and then I'm going to have you calculate the board feet for a certain project. And this is very similar to what we did in class in week 8. However, this project is more complex. I've actually built this project, and I had to do this, and I'm going to have you guys do it as well. So the first thing I want you to do is let's read the assignment description. It says here, your assignment this week will be to watch the video link posted below. You will use the plans provided to calculate board feet and bill of materials. These plans are from Norm Abram at the New Yankee Workshop and are only to be used for educational purposes. Do not post these plans to the web or sell them online. So the website that I purchased these plans for goes to great lengths to secure these, and they don't want these floating around the internet. I had to do like multiple logons to like multiple different websites and like promise not to put them online. So I'm posting them here in good faith that you guys won't do the same. Once again, these are for educational purposes only. Um, let's see what else. I've also created an instructional video to show you, and that's what I'm recording now. So let's take a look at the first step of the assignment, which is to watch Norm build the trestle table. It's a New Yankee Workshop episode. It's about 30 minutes long. I won't play that here, but if you click on this link, it will take you to his website, and it's really cool because every episode that he's ever filmed is on his website and it's for free. So here's a little description of what he's going to build. Here's the video of him building that project. So if you click on it here, it'll play for us, and you'll have to skip the ads. I always skip the ads.
Hi, I'm Norm Abram, and this is the New Yankee Workshop, where today we'll be building this beautiful cherry trestle table, modeled after one we found on the island of Nantucket. That's coming right up. The New Yankee Workshop features the craftsmanship of Norm Abram.
We can skip ahead a little bit, and I'll show you kind of what it looks like as he's working through this project.
We'll work with a wood rasp, and that'll finish up the inside of this cornice. Okay, the next thing I want to do is turn my attention to this vertical piece. Because this piece is about 10 inches wide, I had to glue up a couple pieces.
But in this video, you're going to learn all kinds of things. He talks about squaring up lumber, the stuff that I'm going to have the students do in class. You guys will get to see Norm do that. He talks about joinery. He talks about finishes and material selection, all that good stuff. So watch this video, and then let's go back to our homework assignment. Then from the video, I want you to open up the trestle table plans here. And once again, these are the ones that I don't want you guys to post on the internet anywhere. And what you're looking at here is basically a bill of materials and cut list. So what he has here in the second page of the plans is what he's going to what's necessary to build this project. I want you guys to calculate the board feet. It doesn't tell us the board feet here. It tells us the dimensions of the pieces of wood that you're going to need, but it doesn't tell us the board feet. So over here it says parts of the project. Just like I had you guys write out the board feet for the legs, the supports, the skirts, and the tabletop for our end table last week. Well, we're going to continue on, and over here in this materials list, it tells you these are the feet halves, here's the breadboard edge, here's the tusk tenon, and the material that you need to complete these parts is listed over here. So we need 6/4 by 8-inch cherry. So this is 6/4 is 1.5 inches by 8-inch cherry. We need one of those. You can see the quantity / length. We need one that's 8 feet long. One thing to note here is this little apostrophe behind the number 8. There's only one of them there. That means 8 feet. If there was two of them, like you see over here, this 30, that's 30 inches. So take note of that when you're calculating your board feet. So the board that's going to create these pieces here, this feet halves, the breadboard edge, and the tusk tenon, is going to be 1.5 inches thick, 8 inches wide, and 8 feet long, and you need one of those. You're going to be inputting those dimensions into the same worksheet that we did last week, and you're going to put one here, you're going to put the name of the parts here, and then you're going to put the dimension of the lumber here, okay? For this one, I want you to put the quantity of the number of pieces, and then under the name, you'll put the parts. So for instance, under name, that's going to be used, the name you'll use in this category here for our first piece of wood. Let's go back to the plans. Let's see, where were those plans at? Right here. So in the name, you'll put feet halves, breadboard edge, tusk tenon. The dimensions that you'll put would be 6/4 or 1.5 by 8 inch is wide by 8 feet long, and you need one of those. So that's what you'll put in this category for dimensions, your quantity here, and then calculate your board feet here. We're going to keep with the $3.79 as the price point. However, I know that cherry is much more expensive than that. Let's take a look at Hardwood Industries. I built this cherry table that Norm is showing you guys in the video. I'm currently sitting at it right now recording this video. I'll show you guys in a second or towards the end of the video the end product. But this is where I ordered the wood from. This is the catalog for cherry wood from Hardwood Industries. And if we click on it, let's see, I want to click out. It gives us a little page turner, but this is their cherry hardwood selection catalog. I went to this catalog to select the wood to build this. And if you look over here, it says 4/4, 4/4. It's 15/16. So it's not quite 1 inch. It's because it's been surfaced on both sides. They've run it through a sander to give it, after it comes out of their mill, instead of leaving it rough sawn, they give it a quick sand, which takes 1/16 of an inch off, so you're really not getting a full 1 inch. But 4/4 is 1 inch, 5/4 would be 1.25 inches, and you can see it's only 1 3/16. 6/4, the material that we're going to use, is only 1 7/16. It's because after it comes through their mill, they do a quick sand, but that's perfectly fine. But it's nice to know that they're going to give you these actual dimensions of the product. The wood that I use for this table is right here. It's the Superior Prime. It says Superior Prime is designed for high-yielding, big-cut applications. That means we're going to be able to use this, for instance, a tabletop. There's no knots, there's no cracks, there's no checks. It's nice and flat and warped. So I can get nice, wide boards out of this that I can join together for a tabletop. But let's say I didn't need really wide, clean, flat, straight boards. Like, let's say I was building a cabinet that I just needed a couple strips here and there, and I didn't need long, 7-foot long pieces to go together. Well, if we click, I can flip forward a few pages, and let's see. We get to, maybe I flipped too far. Superior High, Superior Plus. Let's keep flipping. let's keep flipping these pages. I think there's one that says, cabinet prime. Cabinet prime is ideal for making cabinet doors and drawer fronts. Consider the high end of mid-grade lumber, yielding 66 and 2/3% to 83% clear face cuttings with a minimum cutting size of 3 inches by 3 inches or 4 by 2. Ideal for mid-length clear face. So let's say we don't need one that's 7 feet long. We only need one that's maybe, I don't know, 36 inches long. Well, look at that. We could probably get one out of the top and one out of the bottom here. There's a little knot there, but it looks like it's wide enough. So you're going to get a variety here, but it's depending on how you guys use the wood. You may need to buy the expensive stuff or you can buy the less expensive stuff. That's why I put this Hardwood Industries catalog in here for you to get a look at the whole process. And I want you guys to browse this and peruse this. Let's see, let's go back to our plans. And we've covered the video, we've covered the trestle table plans, we've covered the Hardwood Industries catalog, and we've covered the worksheet you guys will fill out. I'm sure you're going to have more questions, but you can email me or record a short video and send me your question. And I also encourage you to use the office hour this Tuesday, either in the morning from 10:20 to 10:50 or from 2:20 to 2:50, depending on if you have class in the morning or the afternoon. And we can brush up on this and go over the details together during the office hour this week. There's also, I can add a couple photos of the actual table. There's me at the Central Washington University shop that actually put the table together, and I cut out all these pieces. This is that 1.5 inch or 6/4 cherry that I ordered from Hardwood Industries, and here's all the pieces together. If you go back and look at the plans, let's go back here and look at the plans. These are all the parts. These are all the pieces of wood you're going to need to buy. So really, I'm not having you calculate all the parts. I'm just having you calculate the board feet for these different pieces of wood. So for instance, I'm going to go over this one more time. You're going to be calculating one board. You can see quantity there. One board that's 6/4 or 1.5 by 8 inches wide, 1.5 thick, 8 inches wide by 8 feet long. The next one I'm going to have you calculate would be two boards at 1.5 thick by 6 inches wide by 10 feet long. And then down here, you're going to have 7 of these at 6/4 or 1.5 wide by 6/4, 1.5 thick by 6 inches wide, and they're 8 feet long. So just remember the quantity and the length is listed here. The dimensions, thickness, and width is listed here. Please populate the name column and the name box with the correct pieces that go into the correct box on our sheet right here. This is what you guys will use to fill out, and this is what you're going to be turning in. And here's a good exploded view of the actual table. It's got the tabletop. The one part that I did not build in my project was this guy, but that won't affect your homework at all. Just a note for when you look at the pictures. I didn't put the center brace in because I actually made my whole table a little bit longer. I made it about a foot shorter than he actually made because I didn't need a really long one. But it gives you the trestle center joinery. So this is the trestle center. If you go back up to your exploded view, you can see that that's right there. It's all labeled for you. This is the trestle top, the part that holds the table. Here's the feet, and they're designed in halves because you take that piece and this piece and join them together to make a nice thick foot. You can see that right here in my picture, nice thick foot here. Let's go back to the plans again. Here's a good look at the center rail and the tusk tenon, how that went. That was a really cool joinery. No nails included, or no nails required for this assembly. It was pretty cool. Here's the center strut. Like I said, I didn't do this. My table was a little bit shorter, and that's all your parts. So once again, I'm going to go over it one more time, just so we're really clear. These are the dimensions. This is the length, and that first number is the quantity. Those are the most important numbers I need you to do to calculate the board feet. Oh, and I guess I could add one more piece of information that you guys are going to need to know. Thickness times width times length divided by 144 is the equation for board feet. If you guys forget it, I've posted it in week 8 right here. And we'll open that up and take a look at that. Here's the equation for board feet. Thickness, thickness, width, and length divided by 144 equals your board feet. Now remember, 1 board feet equals 144 cubic inches. So that's what we're dividing by. There's 144 cubic inches in 1 board foot. So 1 inch thick by 12 inches long by 12 inches wide would equal 1 board foot. So you can brush up on this, but hopefully that the video that we have for you in week 9 is interesting and it gets you guys pretty excited to build this stuff hands-on when you are ready to come back to the class and work with us. I hope this helps and good luck in week 9. Come see me in my office hours if you guys need any help.